this right here. We are back for another. Oh wow, we are back for another lovely Monday, right? And welcome to the kitchen again, right? So y'all know anytime we're in the kitchen, it's a my plate, my choice edition. Listen, thank you all so much for locking in. As I always tell you, I appreciate you guys for tuning in and getting connected and getting active with me on Mondays. You know, this is our time for sharing and essentially learning, discovering um, our nutritional habits, right? Brain fart right there. But bettering our nutritional habits, right? Learning about what things we can eat, what things we can't eat, what things we need to stay away from, what things we can rock with. So listen, welcome. I appreciate you guys getting here. Let's get to it, right? Like I said, welcome to my kitchen again, man. I spend a lot of time in here. So it's looking like we might be roommates because y'all spend a lot of time in here too. So welcome, right? Have fun. Enjoy yourself. All right. What's up? Hey. To everybody on the yeah. What's up? All right. So listen, do y'all mind if I cook and talk to you today? I'm gonna cook, but I'm gonna talk to you today because one of our viewers gave me the idea for this week's topic. So I want to make sure I cover that and also give you guys a recipe because I know you guys like recipes. Man, I hope you guys actually like try out recipes. I do hear from some of you all that actually try out the things we talk about on here, and you let me know how it is. So I am glad to be able to share things that I rock with in the kitchen, and I hope that you enjoy them as much as I enjoy them, right? And listen, to everybody that works in any type of education and you are off for the storm that we didn't have, enjoy your Monday, right? Right. All right, let's get to it. So listen, let me bring the other camera up so I can start cooking and talk to you guys at the same time. All right, so I'm gonna let you guys see the ingredients that I have right here. All right, so we're about to get started. I'm gonna show you guys how to make, basically, it's just a shrimp. It's almost like I don't even know what you would call it. It's like a honey garlic shrimp stir fry almost. Let's just call it a stir fry, right? Let's just call it a stir fry. But no carbs, right? No carbs. I'm gonna give you straight veggies today to make it be a way that kind of gets you some fiber in and helps you go to the restroom like you should be. We need to have a conversation about going to the restroom like you should, because I don't know if you all are aware or you track, but your body is regular. It should be, right? It should flush itself regularly. Couple times a day you should be releasing. It should not be like you go 2-3 days. Like, this should be a regular occurrence. And if it's not, it's a further indicator that you're eating the wrong things and it's causing your system to back up. So we're gonna get some fiber in the system today, some things that'll help you kind of, you know what I mean? All right, so listen, first 3 ingredients that we're starting out with, we are just going to rock with our vegetables. I got a purple onion and then just some colorful bell pepper. I don't care what color bell pepper you use. I just like some color in mine, so I don't like to just rock with the green one. Hey, question for anybody that knows anything about growing bell peppers. Why are the green ones always like real funky looking? Like, okay, let me show you. Red one, perfect, right? Simple. Why do green ones look like the Incredible Hulk? I never understand the growth process of that, but hey, that's just things that make my mind wonder, right? But here we go. So the thing I want to talk to you guys about, I'm just going to cut and talk, right? So the things I want to talk to you guys today, here's a question that was posed to me. How do I select what I'm going to cook for the week, right? How do I select my different options for the week? Did not mean to get those seeds in there. All right, how do I select what I'm going to make for the week, right? Here's the thing that I want you guys to understand. You cannot do this process without time. Time, right? If you don't have time for this, then you don't have time for a healthy body. If you don't have time for this, then you don't have time to enjoy your life. And by enjoy your life, I mean be here for an extended period of time, right? You don't have time to be able to use your body the way God designed it to be used if you don't have time, right? Because that's like really one of the things that I hear all the time. It's like, oh man, George, like I don't have time to really prep and cook. I don't have time. Then what do you have time for? If you don't have time for your body, right? What do you have time for? You got time to go out. You got time to shop. You got time to watch the latest series on Netflix. You got time to watch the latest series on TV. You got time for that. But you don't have time to get in the kitchen and do the things that are going to help you live a healthy life. Make it make sense. It doesn't sound like you're thriving. It doesn't sound like you're thriving in life if that is the case. You've got to make time for this. You've got to make time. So why is time important? All right, so here's why. So when I decide what I'm going to do, I don't go to the grocery store and decide while I'm in the grocery store. You're going to lose the battle every single time. I kid you not. If you are deciding what you want to cook in the grocery store, you will lose this battle each and every week. Why? Because you're like a kid when you go to the grocery store. You're going to go in and you're going to start seeing things that look good, right? Oh, that looks cool. Oh, that looks good. That looks good. Well, I could do something with that. Let me get that. Oh, man, I've been wanting to try this, right? You start to see things like that. And then when you get home, you realize I do not have a full meal. I don't have a full meal that I put together. I just have a bunch of random items. That's what happens when you don't make time and you don't plan. You have to make time. So just like anything else that you do, you kind of got to study. So decide. I always start with what meat, what protein I want for the week, right? Is it going to be a salmon week? Is it going to be a shrimp week? Is it going to be a chicken week? Is it going to be a turkey week? Is it going to be all of the above week, right? I decide from there. You can't wait until you get in the grocery store and then you just start looking around. Because like I said, you're not going to have a complete meal. You'll have just a bunch of random ingredients that don't go together, right? It's like a kid. You send a kid in a toy store and you're like, hey, go pick out what you want. They could have told you they came to the store for one thing. All right, you may know, just like this. You can take a kid to the store. They say, oh, man, I really wanted to get whatever the thing that they wanted to get was, right? But then they get in the toy store and they look at everything but what they said they were going to get. Why? Because it's a distraction. It's all a distraction. So when you make a decision and you say, well, I'm going to cook this week and I'm just going to go to the grocery store and I'm going to pick some things up. Define what those things are. Define what those things are, right? So you should look at it and say, okay, what vegetables do I want this week? Do I want carrots? Do I want Brussels sprouts? Do I want green beans? Do I want cabbage? Do I want spinach? Do I want broccoli? Like, what vegetables do I want? And then you go to the next. Well, what carbs do I want? Is it a rice week? Do I want rice this week? Okay, I don't want rice this week. Do I want sweet potatoes this week? Hey, I'm tripping. Do I want a sweet potato this week, right? Do I want a regular potato this week? Regular potatoes aren't bad. It's just how you prep them and what you do to them that kind of hinders you on that. But you make those decisions before you ever get to the store. Hey, guess what? Google is your friend. Go to Google. Ladies, y'all stay on Pinterest for outfits. Y'all stay on Pinterest for decorating ideas. Y'all stay on Pinterest for all those things. Go look up some recipes on Pinterest. Go to YouTube. Look up some healthy recipes on YouTube. Go to TikTok, Instagram. I don't care what motor you use, but you've just got to say, all right, cool, I'm going to do a little research ahead of time. Now that you've done that research, you can go in the grocery store ready. You can go in the grocery store with an actual list. You can go in the grocery store and say, okay, I know exactly what I'm getting. Now, if you deviate from that and you get a couple of extra items that weren't really on your list, that's fine, because we already know you are going to get the main items that are on your list because you made a list before you went to the store, right? Yes, hello. So we've got to do the work ahead of time. Say it with me. Do the work ahead of time. Do the work ahead of time. That has to be the name of the game. We're doing the work ahead of time. If we do the work ahead of time, it makes the job easier. Now we have a full menu. Now we can actually go in the store and look at, hey, what's on sale this week? Right? We can go look at, oh man, okay, I wanted some potatoes. I wanted some sweet potatoes, I wanted some potatoes, but the sweet potatoes are on sale, so I'll get the sweet potatoes this week, right? Like, then you can start to sub based on what's on sale, but you already have an idea of what you're cooking, right? So we've got to do some research. All right, so I'm switching up this week. I know you guys are always used to me doing the regular Pam. I'm going to use the avocado oil. Not necessarily that I just wanted to, but they didn't have the regular Pam. Avocado oil is just as good as you can see. When you see that big zero, you're in the game when you see that big zero. All right, so boom, hit the avocado oil there. Let that pan kind of heat up. I'm about to throw on my veggies that you just saw me cut up. Bell pepper, red and green. Looking like Christmas over here. Red and green bell pepper and red onion, purple onion. I prefer purple onion over a yellow onion. To me, the purple onions, they have much more of they have a bolder flavor characteristic than just yellow onions. Yellow onions, you can cook them and not really taste them, but the purple onions are very bold in their flavor. So I like to make sure anytime you see me, like I'm throwing onions in, I like my stuff to be flavorful. Like, as long as it's flavorful, you'll have fun and you'll look forward to eating it, right? All right, cool. So all right, so we've done our research now, right? So, but you also got to think about it like this. Do I want to just eat one meal for lunch and dinner? Odds are the answer to that is going to be no. You have to put yourself in a position to be successful by saying, okay, well, I know I'm going to eat lunch every day, and I know I'm going to eat dinner every day, right? So let me not say, oh, well, I'll just cook and I'll eat dinner at home, but I'll eat out for lunch every day. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you only make good choices for dinner? Why would you not also make good choices for lunch? So if I'm going to cook, odds are let's cook 2 meals, right? Because we're going to cook a meal that we're going to eat for lunch. We're going to cook meals that we're going to eat for dinner. Guess what? We're going to be successful this week because we made sure we got everything where it needs to be. Come on now. Like, I hear people say, like, all right, well, I'll just make sure I eat the right things for lunch. And what about dinner? And what about breakfast? What about your snacks? Did you plan for those? No, I didn't really plan for those. It's frustrating sometimes. I just want you to be successful. And in order to be successful, we have to plan, right? Think about it like this. I'm sure everybody on this chat has been on vacation, yes? You guys go on vacation without a plan? You just go on vacation and just freestyle your vacation? Like, I'm just about to, hey, we just gonna get there. I don't know where we're gonna stay when we get there. I don't know what we're gonna do when we get there. I don't know if we're gonna have a rental car when we get there. I don't know what we're gonna do. We're just gonna go on vacation and figure it out. Nobody does that. So stop doing that with your nutrition. If you are such a planner, think about it. Think about it. You are a planner everywhere else in your life but your health and nutrition. Make it make sense. You're going to plan your way or you're not going to plan your way. You will cause your lack of planning to lead you to an early grave. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. All right, so look. Here's my broccoli. I told y'all we about to, this is not really a carb meal. This is very, 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 very clean. Broccoli's cool. I already did a pre-wash before you guys saw it. I probably won't use all of my broccoli here. Woo! Get to it. Spray that down. Now, listen, because of what we're going to do, I'm not going to, did I finish that thought that I was finishing? Yeah, you're going to play your way into it. Yeah, I did. And I meant what I said too. Listen, I'm not apologetic for that because I meant that. Like, you've got to start taking your health seriously. Well, George, how do I take it seriously? By what we do every other Monday when we talk about what to eat and what not to eat. When we talk about these things, I just need you to start putting it into practice. Listen, I got a friend, she was telling me recently that she went to the doctor and got a negative report. And the reason why the report was a negative report is primarily because, for those of you who want to know what I just used, that was Dano's seasoning. I told y'all I was going to stop telling y'all what I used, but I'm going to be nice to y'all this week. And y'all know I'm always here. This is always a must. Always a must. You do not have to ask. Always a must. Okay. But anyway, she went to the doctor and she was like, "Yeah, I got a pretty negative report from the doctor as far as like certain things in my health." And I said one thing simply, like when she asked me, to guess what they said, I already knew what they said, and everything that they said was a direct result of how they eat. And so I'm telling you guys is that when we get on here and we talk every week, right? When we get on here and we talk every week, I'm not talking just because I have nothing better to do. I'm talking because I know that these are the things that you have to do. These are the things that you have to put in practice. You want your body, you want to not have to change your life based on what a doctor tells you. You want your body to not have to be stopped or put on pause because, oh, the doctor said I can't have this. The doctor said I can't do this. So the doctor said I got to change that. Everything is really dictated by what you do here. So that's why in the beginning I told you very simply, take time for this. Like, I don't care if you love to watch TV. My TV is right there, okay? I can see it directly from my kitchen. So if I want to watch something, I don't not cook in order to watch that. I cook and watch it. You got to learn how to do the same thing. Cook and watch TV if you want to cook and watch TV. Now listen, some of y'all are struggling to cook though. So you don't need to cook and watch TV. You just need to put all your focus, all of it. Don't get off the phone. Just one thing at a time. Don't get too big for your britches. You remember when you started learning how to drive, and like because you saw your parents drive with one hand? I'm gonna tell y'all this. Like my parents, terrible driving examples. Both of them. Don't even think it's just my mom. A lot of y'all think my mom. Listen, the tall man, just as bad. Both of them, terrible driving examples. Both of my parents, they drive with their knees. They drive with one hand. I tell y'all this, and my brother can attest to it. If you don't believe me, when you see Oscar, ask him. And my mom is in the chat, and she can validate this. My mom, when my brother and I were younger, my mom would eat grits, do makeup, and drive with her knee. Now, you figure out how all that was happening at one time. I don't know. My brother and I were in the back in our seatbelts. That's all I know. And obviously, we still here today, so you know what I mean? I mean, hey, what can you say? We're here today. But terrible driving example. Right? So when I started learning how to drive, do you know my mom was telling me, hey, put your hands at 10 and 2. 10 and 2? Do you even know what that means? Son, I've been driving. That was the thing. Son, I knew it. Check my driving record. See what I mean? Son, I've been driving. Oh, the tall guy, my dad, he was the same way. Oh, son, listen, you're not, his favorite thing to say, you're not an experienced driver yet. See, when you become an experienced driver, you can do these things. Okay, well, I told you that whole story to tell you this. When you become an experienced cooker, I made up a word. When you become an experienced cooker, you can start trying to do all these other things while you cook. But until you are an experienced cooker, shh, and focus. Don't look at anything else. Just focus. When your friends call you, girl, let me call you back. I gotta cook. You can't cook and talk to me. Last time I did that, I burned my food up. I just didn't tell nobody. I burned my food up. I threw it away, and then I just ate out all week, and I still wasn't successful. See what I'm saying? I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. All right, so boom. So we let the vegetables cook down for a little bit. Guess what we got coming next, though? Pew, pew, pew. You want to know what's under that? Shrimp. Come on now. Now, you may say, George, why do you put that napkin over the shrimp? All right, so let me help you real quick. Shrimp hold a lot of moisture. They hold a lot of moisture, right? So after you wash your shrimp, which I don't know if you guys do that, but you should wash your shrimp just like you wash your chicken, just like you wash anything else that you do, right? You wash it. So after I wash it, I put the paper towels on it to let the paper towels absorb the moisture. Because once you start cooking, I don't know if you all have ever cooked before, and you like, once you start cooking shrimp, you start noticing all the water in the pan. You like, where did all this water come from? And then you're trying to dab a paper towel in there to kind of drain out the water, the excess water, right? And then your shrimp don't really get a good sear, right? You want to really get a good sear. So you just kind of, and I actually washed those. Those were sitting on the paper towel for probably about 15 minutes or 20 minutes before I started the show. All right, so we're gonna toss some of those in there. Let me clear out a little space for y'all boys to get active. Yeah. Cool. I'm not gonna do all of this. See, if I was like not cooking on this little right here, and I was actually cooking on my stove, I would use a much bigger skillet so I could like really kind of get everything going. This dish is kind of meant to be prepared all at once, and the reason why I say that, looks like a great meal for lunch tomorrow. My mother is so funny. All right, I got you. So this is meant to really kind of be a one pot meal, right? So don't try to like break it up into like, oh, well, I got to do this, and this. No. It's meant to be a one pot meal. Reason being is, and you don't want to mix up a lot of flavors. Some of y'all, you got to learn, like, when you're cooking everything together, it's not meant for me to like mix up a bunch of different flavors, because the flavor profile is too high. It's too many. Right? So if you notice, I use the same ingredients where the shrimp are that I use on everything else, right? So I'm just going to mix those in and start to let them, get some work so that everything kind of tastes the same. And then this is really it. I'm not like playing with y'all. This is really it. I'm going to come back and make a sauce. That's the next thing. Once these shrimp finish, I'm going to come back and make a sauce, and then we're going to be ready to go, right? Be ready to go. Oh, there's my joint. Yeah. All right. We're going to be ready to go. But, so, all right. Focus, right? We have to focus on our, okay. Cool. Man, I'll turn this joint. Here we go. Oh, y'all, I apologize. I just got this joint. I just realized what it does. Excuse me. Right? Excuse me. It's only like my third week. I bought this for y'all. Yo, come on. All right. So, listen, though. Planning has to be key. So if we're planning and you're not experienced, let me give you a quick rule of thumb. Do not try to find complex recipes if you are really kind of learning and really just kind of getting into cooking and doing things in the kitchen like that, or cooking on this level. You may be a great soul food cooker, again, the word that I made up, right? You may be a great soul food cooker. You may be a wizard when it comes to soul food. But soul food is not going to keep you here for a long time. Soul food is going to get you into some trouble. Soul food is going to have you sitting in the doctor's office, and they're going to be telling you some things that you need to stay away from. And the things that they tell you to stay away from are going to be what you cook for soul food. Okay, back to my friend. My friend says, all right, cool. Well, my doctor said the type of things that you meal prep are excellent for me. Yes, I know. I'm not telling y'all this just because, listen, I'm telling you this because it works. Just put it into practice. But again, so when you're cooking, you don't want to use things that are like too complex. You want to try to stay pretty simple. Like, this is a very simple meal for you to bang out, right? This is a very simple meal for you to bang out. You can make multiple portions of this. So like, this is probably, I could probably make 2 portions out of this, but y'all saw how many vegetables I cut up. I still got broccoli, and I still got a thing of shrimp. I still got a whole thing of shrimp. So like, I will make multiple meals out of this. Now, on this particular recipe, I'm keeping it simple, no carbs here, just simple. But you could easily do this and throw this over a bed of rice. I showed you guys how to cook rice. I told you guys the type of rice that you want to rock with, basmati rice or jasmine rice. Do not go get yellow rice. Do not go get enriched rice. Those are not what you want to get. You want to get rice, as I've said before, that simply says, when you look at the ingredients, guess what it's going to say? Rice. Why would you need anything else? I don't need a whole profile of ingredients. Rice. This is rice. I just want rice, right? So boom. All right. So cool. All right, here we go. So we let our shrimp cook. Broccoli cook. Y'all notice? Do you all notice that my broccoli is not dark, deep green? You know why? Because I want my broccoli to still maintain the nutritional value, so it's crunchy. You see how many times I had to chew that? Did y'all see how many times I had to chew that? Because that's how you want your broccoli. Healthy. With all the nutrients. Crunchy. Not slimy. Like, I've seen, you guys can break broccoli with your fingers like this. It's like mush. Yeah, you ate broccoli, but it had no nutritional value. What do I know? Y'all want to know a little secret? Y'all want me to tell y'all a little secret? Listen. So, I took my daughter on spring break last week. But I think 2 weeks before spring break, I just decided that I wanted to kind of go over to the dark side. And by the dark side, I mean eat some things that I had been missing in my life. So I did for several days. I ate some chips that I enjoyed. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Ain't no reason to lie, right? So Miss Vicky's, y'all know I like Miss Vicky's chips. So Miss Vicky's just dropped a brand new flavor like the sour cream and onion and the spicy dill pickle. Listen, it's a problem. So I was like, oh, well, I gotta try this, right? Yeah, I gotta try this. So tried that. Then I was like, oh man, I want something else. Pillsbury has these cookies and cream cookies that my daughter and I absolutely love. And so we'll buy them, and Jordan and I literally take turns cooking them, and we will eat multiple joints in a day. I literally ran through a 12-pack of those cookies in 2 days. Yeah, you put them in the oven, you bake them, and I would bake them 3 at a time, and then come back out and bake 3 more, and then come back out and bake 3 more. I know, listen, I know. I'm just telling you, I went over. But guess what though? Let me tell y'all. Here's what I mean when I talk to you guys about moderation. So I did that over a couple of days span. Man, listen, let me tell y'all. Do y'all know that I gained almost 10 pounds in that little short time span? Y'all see, my face is getting fatter again. It's all good. We back on track. So see, that's the difference. Once you if you're gonna do something like that, which I don't advise you to do that often, right? I don't advise you to do that often. But you do that and then you say, okay, well, I'm gonna let these shrimp cook just a little while longer. So I wanted to get everything off because my vegetables were done. But I really should have put my shrimp on first, but it's all good. I'm gonna get them just a second. But I wouldn't advise that. That's why I tell you guys, moderation is your friend, right? But if you're not good with moderation, just stay away from it. So me, I'm not the best at moderation all the time. So I just stay away from it. And then when I go visit, I have fun, and then I come back and I get back on track. So I enjoyed myself, and now we back like we never left, right? All right, here we go, boom. Now we can get active with these shrimp. All right, so I enjoyed that, and now I'm back like I never left. But I did pick up that weight real fast. And so I'm telling you, it doesn't take long. It doesn't take long. Where do you get your recipes from? All right, so listen, a lot of times I will either just kind of figure out different things I want, and I'll just throw it together and check it out for myself and see how it goes. Or I do the same research. I will go look at recipes online, and then I figure out how to make it a healthy way, right? So I can go look at any recipe, and I will break down okay, those ingredients aren't good, but I can swap this, and this, and I can do this for this, and I can do this for this. And that's just kind of how I go. So it's you just kind of learn, right? That's why I said you have to spend time. It's not something that you just pick up in a rush. You have to spend time. So I hope I helped you, Ms. Brooks, with that. 10 pounds. Yeah, I know. Yeah. No, it doesn't take long at all. Trust me. I was so disappointed in myself. But I picked it up real fast. But just like I picked it up, now I got to work to get it off. Well, George, how do you work to get it off? Well, this is how you work to get it off. It's all in what you eat. But you can't eat all the desserts and the sweets and all the fried foods and think you're gonna do it, because you're not. Yeah, all right. Those shrimp are looking beautiful. All right, so boom. I'm gonna talk to y'all about overcooking your shrimp one day. Not today though. I don't have time. All right, so let's get to the sauce real quick, right? Let's get to the sauce. Let's bring that down a little bit. Let's get to the sauce. All right, you guys know I love, you know it. Kita, you know I will. You know, just wait. Like, you don't even see it right now. All right, so I love the coconut aminos. Um, it's a great base. It's a great base. I use it for a lot of things. Y'all not really use it as a base for like my salmon, right? But this is the sauce. I'm gonna toss everything in there, right? So boom, here you go. Next to that, a little rice vinegar. Y'all know I'm pretty much like the grocery store. Like, don't try to go buy everything at once. But because I cook so much, I have just been able to build up a lot of my ingredients, right? So again, that's the other side. Oh, thank you for bringing me there. All right, so listen. I don't want you to make this super expensive. So when you're making your list, you also want to kind of make a list based on what ingredients you already have in your house so that you can just go buy food and not have to buy like food and like all these other things, like, you know, like the rice wine vinegar, or I mean, not the rice wine, the rice vinegar, or like say you're using something that calls for honey, but you don't have honey. You need something that has some minced garlic, but you don't have minced garlic. See, like now you start to make that grocery bill go up because you're not making proper use of the things that you already have in the house. Like I recycle a lot of things I have in the house. It just makes it easier for me, right? I'm just going to keep using the same things. And then if I needed one thing here or there, I can go get that. So it's not super expensive. But if every time you find a recipe and the recipe calls for ingredients that you don't have in your house, you're going to get tired real fast because it's going to get real expensive real fast. All right. So boom, throw that in there. Come back with a little bit of that special sauce in Nature's Own. A little bit of that special sauce. Can y'all see that? Ground ginger. All right, boom. Ground ginger. This came, ooh, look at that top. All right, this came from my little rack over there. Just a little bit in there. Boom. All right. What are we going with next, George? Some minced garlic. All right. Now, if you want to be real fancy, like some days I may say, all right, cool, I'm going to cut this up and do this. And then other days I'm like, I don't feel like cutting that up, so I'm not going to cut it up. I'm just going to let somebody already do the work for me, right? Baby, it's your kitchen. You do it how you want to do it. It's your kitchen. Like, yes, spices are so expensive. Yes, that is true. They are. And the B side of them being expensive is if you don't use them, they just get expired. And then you're just throwing them out. I've shown you all this beautiful. Listen, y'all know on MTV Cribs, I used to be like, let me show you all the best part of my house. And it'd be like the shoe closet or the garage. And they show you like all the fancy cars that they bought or things like that. Hey, welcome to my crib. I'm going to show y'all the best part about my house. Wow. It's my seasoning cabinet. That is the best part about my house. I invest in this. Let me stop for y'all trying to take screenshots and get all my stuff. No, you're not getting it. All right, so boom. Here we go. There. Last but not least, we're going to throw some honey in there. George, why are you throwing honey in there? Because I'm going to need the sauce to kind of thicken up a little bit. So I'll use that honey to kind of help me thicken it up. And you may say like, oh, George, that's so bad. Like, no, it's not. It's honey, bro. You're good. You're not drinking the honey, right? You're just going to mix it in with everything. All right, so now I'm just kind of going to whip this up. And you have to whip it up because that honey is heavy. So it will sink to the bottom and just kind of sit at the bottom of the pan. So you need to kind of whisk it if you have a whisk, which I do have a whisk, but I mean, you can just use a spoon just as easy. But you just want to make sure you break that honey up so that it's like evenly distributed through your base. Now, you don't have to have a sauce. Like you could have easily just eaten this the way it is right here. You could have easily done it just like this and been done with it, right? But I'm a sauce guy. I like sauces. And if you notice, I did not wash my pan. Why didn't I wash my pan? Because all of the seasonings and the flavors that are already from my vegetables and my shrimp are in the pan. So now that just adds to the value of the sauce. That's a little pro tip for you right there. So don't always feel like you need to run and wash your pan. And that's why I told you don't want to have like multiple different pans that you cook in. Why? Cook it all in the same joint. Better flavor. All right, here we go. Now, I'm just going to slowly add this in here. And then I'm just kind of going to mix it in so that everything kind of gets a touch of that flavor. like I said, if you don't like sauces, you don't have to use this sauce. You can really just cook it and just eat it as is. I mean, it tastes good. I just tasted the broccoli and the shrimp are only going to add, more value to that. But again, me, I like sauces. And I like sauces that I make myself. I don't necessarily like sauces that, I mean, I'll use sauces that are store bought, certain ones, you know what I mean? But I prefer sauces that I make because I can control what goes in them from start to finish. I know everything that's in it. I know what it's going to do with my body. I know how it's going to affect my overall outcome of the day. So I'm just going to make it myself, right? So, boom, all you want to do is kind of get a nice little mix in here. Toss this. Do I have another bowl out here? And I mean, you're done. Like, you are done. Tell me I got a bowl. All right. Yeah, you're done right here. Here we go. Now, y'all want to taste this? But you're not here. So you can't taste it. So I got to taste it. Don't worry. I have it for myself. Well, I can't necessarily have it for myself because my mother in the chat already spoke for it for tomorrow for her lunch. So I'll make sure that she gets this for lunch. But just to give you a little idea, right, of everything. Man, every week I try to have like all my stuff like right here and ready, but I always forget something. So here you go. Boom. So here's your finished product right here. Real simple, real filling, and it's good. What's the problem? Like, come on. That was all just me biting broccoli. You see how much I have to chew that broccoli? Now, that was shrimp that I just finished. Excellent meal. Excellent meal. Fantastic meal. Any questions for today? All right, that's real simple. Quick step. Y'all saw I talked to y'all, but I have been on this stream for 36 minutes. If I did not talk to you guys, I probably would have did this whole meal in 20 minutes. You can do this entire meal in 20 minutes and have multiple portions to get you through the week. Very simple, not complex. Hey, don't overthink the process. Don't make it harder than it has to be. I appreciate you guys for tuning in today, right? Man, rice. Judith, I want you to eat it like this. I'm going to talk to my mom off camera. I'm trying to get her life together and help her. I want my mom to. So she has certain things she loves, and rice and bread are the two things that she loves all day, every day. But again, you can throw some rice here. It's not a bad thing for us. It's not, like I said, the jasmine rice or the basmati rice. Throw that under it. You're great. You are golden. All right, so listen. How long did I cook the shrimp? Really and truly, probably about 10 minutes, but it varies based on what temperature you have it on. But you don't want to overcook the shrimp. A lot of times we overcook the shrimp until they like shrink down and they start to dry out. Like once you start, look at the size of your shrimp. Pay attention to it. Once they start to shrink, you're overcooking them. You want them to still be plump and juicy. June 3, do you have the caloric count on that granola snack? I would have to redo it. My phone. Miss Smith, if you ask me at church, I can give it to you. It's in my phone because I track everything I eat. And I think it's somewhere around like 300 calories. But that's contingent on how much yogurt you put in there. Like me, I always put like 250 grams of yogurt in there. The 28 grams of granola I know are 128 calories. And it also depends on how big the apple is. I like the Honeycrisp apples that you see over there. So Honeycrisp apple, but it's usually right around like 300 calories for everything, somewhere in that ballpark. But like I said, ask me at church and I'll give you the exact number. Other than that, man, thank you all so much. I appreciate you guys locking in. Y'all have a phenomenal week and be blessed. Hey, make healthy choices this week. Stay out the drive-thru. Please stay out the drive-thru. Please stay out of the drive-thru. Go visit your kitchen. It's calling you.